Our top story, Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan has been granted bail 3 weeks after his arrest in the drugs on cruise case. The Bombay High Court's formal order, though, is expected to come sometime in the course of the day today. And this means that Aryan Khan could be released either today or on Saturday. Shah Rukh Khan was seen with his legal team after the verdict, and Shah Rukh Khan's fans celebrated outside his house, Mannat, in Mumbai.
You've met Shah Rukh Khan. At the end of this, the bail has been granted. What was his reaction? Could you tell us about, how tough it was for Gauri Khan or Shah Rukh Khan in the last few days?
Obviously, I met the father, not the mother. The father had tears of joy in his eyes. He has been a very worried father the last 3-4 days that I was here. I'm not even sure whether he had proper meals. He was only having coffee after coffee. And he was very, very worried. And I could see a big sense of relief on the father's face last when I met him. And that's it now.
Soon after news of bail to Aryan Khan outside Mannat, Shah Rukh Khan's house, his fans break into celebrations.
अब मैं बहुत खुश हूँ. मैं डेली आता था शाहरुख खान सर के घर पे, वो मुझे को मिलते नहीं थे, लेकिन आज मैं बेल हो गया, मैं दौड़ा इधर चला आया. आज मैं बहुत खुश हूँ. मेरी आज ईद भी है और दिवाली भी है.
Ending a month-long ordeal for Aryan since he was first arrested by India's anti-drugs agency as he was entering a cruise ship with his friends. The Bombay High Court has yet to pass the full order, but it appears to have been convinced by Aryan Khan's high-profile team of lawyers, led by this man, former Attorney General of India, Mukul Rohatgi.
आज हाई कोर्ट ने दोनों साइड की दलीलें सुन के 3 अक्यूज को बेल ग्रांट करा है. आर्यन खान नंबर 1, अरबाज मर्चेंट नंबर 2 एंड एक लड़की है, उसका नाम है मुनमुन धमेचा.
In hearings that lasted 3 days, Mr. Rohatgi challenged the prosecution, arguing that there was no case since no drugs were found on Aryan Khan. The NCB's main proof seemed to be WhatsApp chats, which Mr. Rohatgi said were from earlier and had no connection to this incident. Arguing for the Narcotics Control Bureau, the Additional Solicitor General Anil Singh told the court that Aryan Khan regularly consumes drugs and was in touch with peddlers in spite of no recoveries being made from him. The NCB tried to pin the other recoveries on him by alleging conspiracy, to which Mr. Rohatgi reiterated his argument that conspiracy is a meeting of minds, and the NCB's case that they think it's not a coincidence doesn't mean it's a conspiracy. As soon as the news broke, several personalities from the film industry like Sonu Sood, R. Madhavan, Hansal Mehta and Sanjay Gupta reacted, but the big names have largely stayed silent.
Aryan Khan left his home Mannat on 2nd of October for a party, and what followed was something that even he or his family members didn't expect. He's still not returned home, but he's likely to return home soon after the bail hearing, and we saw a short celebration by Shah Rukh Khan fans outside Mannat.
Meanwhile, the Mumbai police is now probing the allegations against the man heading the Aryan probe, Sameer Wankhede.
हमने पिटीशन में ये कहा था कि एक मैलाफाइड इंटेंशन के साथ मेरे क्लाइंट के खिलाफ स्टेट गवर्नमेंट एक पर्सनल वेंडेटा लीश कर रही है. उसको रोकने के लिए कोर्ट की प्रोटेक्शन की आवश्यकता है.
It took a battery of lawyers, some of the most well-known legal faces, and 25 days for Aryan Khan to get bail in a case where no recoveries have been made from him, and all that the agency seems to have are a few WhatsApp chats. But now all eyes are on the order of the Bombay High Court, which will throw light on issues like unconstitutional detention, wrongful detention and illegal arrest, as argued by the former Attorney General of India, Mukul Rohatgi, for Aryan Khan. In Mumbai with Sunil Singh and camera person Praveen G. Rohit, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
On a day that Aryan Khan got bail from the Bombay High Court, his sister Suhana shared childhood images of her with Aryan and their father Shah Rukh with the caption, "I love you." It's clearly a huge relief for the family after Aryan got bail, 25 days in custody. Well, India's former Attorney General Mukul Rohatgi, who represented Aryan Khan in the Bombay High Court, said Shah Rukh Khan had tears of joy after the verdict.
You've met Shah Rukh Khan. At the end of this, the bail has been granted. What was his reaction? Could you tell us about, how tough it was for Gauri Khan or Shah Rukh Khan in the last few days?
Obviously, I met the father, not the mother. The father had tears of joy in his eyes. He has been a very worried father the last 3-4 days that I was here. I'm not even sure whether he had proper meals. He was only having coffee after coffee. And he was very, very worried. And I could see a big sense of relief on the father's face last when I met him. And that's it now.
Satish Mane Shinde, who was a big part of Aryan Khan's legal team, spoke to NDTV as well, calling Aryan Khan's arrest illegal.
What seemed unbelievable to many just ordinary people who are not legal people is that how can a person who has no drugs on him actually be charged with conspiracy or being a drug dealer? How did that actually happen? How in the Indian legal system, how is this possible?
Well, right from the beginning, we have been contending that the arrest was illegal, number one. Secondly, we have always said that he was found in no possession. There was no evidence. I would have appreciated the learned magistrate in appreciating the argument that we made on the first day that he was found in no possession. Mm-hmm. But I do not know under what circumstances he decided not to grant us even the jurisdiction to hear our bail application. Mm-hmm. We did approach the Honorable Sessions Court, which normally conducts trials in all the drugs cases. But even the Sessions Court refused to appreciate our arguments. And ultimately, we had to move the High Court. And we needed a judge who would understand and appreciate our arguments. And I must say that our legal team, headed by Mr. Mukul Rohatgi, put a solid defense to the charges leveled by the NCB. Mm-hmm. And we did not divert our minds to other things that were happening in the case. And ultimately, we were in a position to convince the judge to grant us bail.
The other big story, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is travelling to Rome in Italy and Glasgow in the United Kingdom. His visit begins from today and will carry on till the 2nd of November. He will first attend the 16th G20 summit and then the World Leaders Summit of COP26. Well, in Italy, once he touches down in Rome, he will be paying tribute to Mahatma Gandhi on his first day of arrival. He will also be calling on Pope Francis in the Vatican during his 2-day visit. The Prime Minister said all this in a tweet. Well, following all of this, the Prime Minister will be travelling to Glasgow for from November 1st to 2nd at the invitation of the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. On the sidelines of the G20 summit, the Prime Minister is expected to meet leaders of other partner countries and review the progress in India's bilateral relations with them. Then he will be participating in the high-level segment of COP26 titled World Leaders Summit on the 1st and 2nd of November, along with 120 heads of states and governments from around the world. Mamata Banerjee is in pole-bound Goa today, and on a 3-day visit, she is going to be interacting with members of the fishermen community as well as civil society members. Interestingly, on her schedule are 3 temple visits as well. Now, the visit is clearly aimed to bolster the Trinamool's profile in Goa. And with state elections expected early next year, the Trinamool is hoping to make some gains in Goa. The Trinamool has already announced that it's going to contest the Goa elections on its own. On to Punjab, where yesterday was a day of hectic political developments ahead of the Assembly elections in 2020, where the BJP will be contesting alone for the first time. The party held a key strategy meeting. The Delhi Chief Minister was in Punjab. The Punjab Chief Minister was in Delhi. Mohammad Ghazali reports.
A day of political flux in Punjab. The BJP launching its campaign promising a Nava or New Punjab. The Punjab Chief Minister in Delhi to meet Congress bosses and the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in Punjab to meet farmers. Triggering a fresh round of factional sniping in the Congress, with the former State Congress President Sunil Jakhar tweeting this. AAP Chief Arvind Kejriwal also attacked the Chief Minister for insufficient compensation to cotton farmers, where there have been several farmers who've died by suicide, but also said Chief Minister Channi was trying to copy AAP. AAP won 23.7% of the vote share in the last election and pushing for more in the upcoming polls.
कई लोग मेरे को आते हैं, मेरे को कहते हैं चन्नी साहब आजकल आम आदमी की नकल कर रहे हैं। पंजाब की जनता को भी कहना चाहता हूं कि भाई जब ओरिजिनल आपके सामने खड़ा है तो फिर डुप्लीकेट को वोट देने से क्या फायदा।
Not only AAP but the BJP, which has decided to contest the 2022 polls on its own, also launched its campaign with the slogan Nava Punjab Bhajpa de Naal.
भारत की सरकार ने अनेक बार लगभग 11 बार ऐसे सारे किसान संगठनों से खुले मन से बातचीत की है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जो फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन जनधन खातों के माध्यम से किया था, प्रोक्योरमेंट को लेकर के जिस तरह की आशंकाएं खड़ी की जा रही थी, उन सबको धक्का बताते हुए प्रोक्योरमेंट को जिस तरह से इंक्रीज किया और उसके साथ साथ में
I'm sure ਜਦੋਂ ਕਿਸਾਨ ਵੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ।
Amrinder Singh, the Congress CM till recently, is in Delhi after he said he wanted to discuss an alliance with the BJP. His successor is also here to discuss with his party bosses the fallout of Amrinder Singh's latest move.
This time Punjab will see a multi-cornered contest in 2022 assembly polls, and that is why none of the parties seem to be in a comfortable position in the next assembly elections. Lot will also depend on the farm agitation which has been going on for the last 1 year. All eyes are on Amrinder Singh as well, who claims that he may help in ending this farm agitation or resolving the crisis for the farmers. In Chandigarh, Mohammad Ghazali for NDTV.
Shaktikanta Das has been reappointed the RBI governor for a period of 3 years. And joining us for more on that is NDTV's Sunil Prabhu. Sunil, is this being seen as a move to, have continuity as the Indian economy tries to find its way out in this post-pandemic time?
Absolutely, Ankita. The fact that Mr. Shaktikant Das has been appointed at this time is clearly a sign by the Narendra Modi government to show continuity. Firstly, he is the first RBI governor to get a reappointment or a second term. Mr. Raghuram Rajan decided to go back to academics, and Surjit Patel, as you're well aware, resigned during his tenure as RBI governor because of the friction between the government and the RBI at that time. Mr. Shaktikant has been able to lower tempers, has been able to work with the finance ministry and try to, during a very, very difficult situation during the pandemic year, done a pretty brilliant job. And it's in that context that the government has decided to continue with him as RBI governor. This used to be the norm earlier with be it Mr. Subbu Rao or Mr. Y.V. Reddy. But in this present case, Mr. Shaktikant Das is really the first one in the BJP government to be reappointed as RBI governor. He's of course an expert in finance because he's of his years in Tamil Nadu as well as at the center in the finance ministry at various levels, though he does not have an economics background, but that has not been a deterrent in terms of handling the economy.
All right, Sunil, thanks very much indeed for joining us with those details. Fuel prices continue to surge to record high levels for the third straight day in the national capital. Petrol and diesel rates have soared by 35 paise. Petrol now costs 108 rupees 64 paise per litre, and diesel is available at 97 rupees 37 paise per litre. Let's take a look at prices in Mumbai as well. You'll have to pay a whopping 114 rupees 47 paise a litre for petrol and 105 rupees 49 paise for diesel. In Chennai, petrol prices have touched 105 rupees 43 paise. Diesel is at 101 rupees 59 paise. In Kolkata, pay 109 rupees 12 paise for petrol per litre and 100 rupees 49 paise for diesel. Kerala on Thursday reported 7,738 new COVID-19 infections and 708 COVID-related deaths, which have raised the caseload to 49,37,135 cases. The overall death count in Kerala has gone up to 30,685. The state logging 9,445 fresh infections. Of the 708 deaths, 56 were reported in the last few days, but 542 were those which were not confirmed until June 18th last year due to lack of adequate documentation. 110 were designated as COVID deaths after receiving appeals based on the new guidelines of the centre and the Supreme Court directions. Let's take a look at the top 5 countries globally which are reporting the highest surge in COVID cases right now. The US has seen 94,939 new COVID cases. That's up about 49.65% and 2,354 deaths. The United Kingdom is reporting 44,122 COVID cases. That's up marginally by about 0.87% and 209 deaths. Russia has seen 35,575 new cases and 1,091 deaths. Turkey comes in at 4th place with 26,896 new COVID cases and 210 deaths. Brazil with 17,184 cases and 433 deaths comes in at number 5. The Delhi police has been seen removing barricades at the farmers' protest site near the Tikri border between Delhi and Haryana. And it is likely that one side of the Delhi-Rohtak highway, which has been blocked since the agitation, may be reopened today. The development comes 2 days after senior officials of the Haryana government held a meeting with farmers and industrialists in Bahadurgarh town of Jhajjar district. And it was seen that the barricades were by the police and they were subsequently asked to remove them.
मैंने और मेरे साथ जो अधिकारी हैं सब लोग किसानों के साथ हमने सारा एक उसका मौके का भी मुआयना किया है और उसमें ये देखा कि दोनों तरफ अगर एक एक लेन खोलें तो उसके लिए फिर आगे हमें अब दिल्ली वालों से भी बात करनी पड़ेगी।
सर क्या उम्मीद रखी जाए कि जल्दी रास्ते खुल सकते हैं?
देखिए अब ये आगे जो है थोड़ा दिल्ली के साथ ये बात करेंगे तो हम कोशिश तो पहले से भी कर रहे हैं, हम तो लगातार कोशिश में लगे रहेंगे और कोशिश करेंगे और माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट में भी ये केस चल रहा है और माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट की भी यही हिदायत है कि जो रास्ते हैं वो बंद नहीं होने चाहिए, तो हम कोशिश करेंगे कि जो हरियाणा सरकार के प्रयास हैं वो सफल हों।
Marvel's new superhero film Eternals is the big Hollywood Diwali release. Actors of the film, Kit Harington and Leah McHugh, spoke to NDTV's Rohit Khilnani about bagging this big superhero film and being part of a Marvel multi-starrer.
Hi Kit, Leah, great to see both of you. This one is for your fans in India. Firstly, I saw you guys on the red carpet. What was it like after more than a year of not going out, not being on the red carpet?
It was a celebration, wasn't it?
It really was, in both ways, in being in this incredible movie and seeing it, and in being able to interact as people again.
Yeah, we filmed this prior to the pandemic. We wrapped filming just before the pandemic hit. So it's been delayed coming out. So sitting in the theatre, watching it with other people side by side was safely, I might add, was special.
Wow. And at what point of time do you realize that you are a part of the much hyped MCU?
Probably on the first day you get the call.
Yeah. But the first day you get the call, yeah. I think once I arrived in London for my screen test, so they actually flew me to London for the screen test, so I hadn't even gotten the part yet. And I went to Pinewood and I met Richard Madden, and I was like, holy crap, like if I get this, I'm going to be shooting here for 6 months with these incredible people. I mean, I was sort of working with Chloe on the scene that I was auditioning with, so I mean, it was a really big deal.
Yeah.
Right. Can you tell me at what point did you get to know and how excited were you when you heard the entire star cast?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I came onto the movie quite late when it was pretty much fully cast. So I could see all of those names that you see up there: Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek, you know, my friend Richard, Gemma Chan, like the list goes on. I was just really excited to see the breadth of the casting as far as the diversity there, but also the strength of the actors. Yeah, it made it a no-brainer for me coming on board.
Right. Leah, these are great names. Who were you most excited to work with and meet in person who you had not met before?
I was most excited to meet Richard, I gotta say. I'm sorry, Kit. I wasn't really aware of really how famous some of these actors were. And I knew Richard, I gotta be honest, from Cinderella. I mean, that was like my favorite movie as like an 11-year-old. And I think it's good that I met him before I actually started shooting because I got all like my nervousness out before I initially started working with him.
Right. And, I've watched the movie. It's thoroughly entertaining. Thank you so much for entertaining us. You all are here for the long haul once you join the MCU. All the best to both of you.
Thank you so much.